Look who finally saw past the hero narrative. Look who finally realized the real power wasn't in playing the good guy, wasn't in saving anyone. They keep asking why you're so unsettling, why you make them nervous, but they're asking the wrong question entirely. The real question isn't why you make them feel so uncomfortable. The real question is, what if you were never the hero of their story at all? What if you were always the villain, while they're busily writing their life's great epic, with themselves as the misunderstood protagonist, the one who perseveres against all odds? You're simply a plot device to them. You're the obstacle, the antagonist, the one who shows up and makes their tidy little world fall apart. They need a villain to make their struggles meaningful. And somewhere along the way, you got cast in the role without even trying. You see, they thought life was a morality play. They thought that if they were kind enough, compassionate enough, or suffered enough, the universe would reward them with a happy ending. They counted on your weakness to validate their strength. They counted on you to play along, to make it easy for them to cast you in their self-serving drama. But here you are, walking through their script like it's a suggestion, not a set of rules. And now they're panicking because you broke the one contract everyone's supposed to sign. The agreement that says we all participate in the same emotional theater. We all share our sorrows. We all make our struggles visible so they can console us and feel superior. But you filed for exemption, and somehow it got approved by forces they don't understand. Let me tell you what's really happening here. Your refusal to play along isn't just about independence or self-respect, or whatever surface-level explanation they're desperate to believe. This is about power dynamics. This is about refusing to be a supporting character in a movie where you get nothing. This is about your soul rejecting the collective need for validation entirely, while they were absorbing every stress, every betrayal, every disappointment, and broadcasting it for sympathy points. You were processing it differently. You turned pain into power without letting it become a performance. You metabolized trauma without letting it make you a victim. You survived everything without letting survival make you look like a martyr. They let their life happen to them, and they expect you to be a witness, an audience, a cast member. They let every argument, every sleepless night, every toxic relationship write itself across their features like a confession they can't retract. But you learned the art of selective participation. You learned to take the lesson without taking on the role they assigned you. Your quiet resolve is a psychological weapon now, and they know it. Every time you walk into a room looking unbothered, looking exactly like you have for years, you're making a statement. You're saying, I am untouchable by the forces that destroyed you. I am immune to the drama you accepted as inevitable. This is where it gets interesting, because being the villain isn't just about being a threat. It's about power dynamics. It's about walking into negotiations, confrontations, and competitions with an advantage they can't counter. They look at you and see someone who has mastered something they're failing at, which is the art of self-preservation. In meetings, they're distracted, trying to figure out why your composure is so unshakable. In conversations, they're calculating how you've managed to escape the emotional traps that caught them. In social situations, they're comparing their worn-down demeanor to your pristine presentation and losing before the interaction even begins. Your quiet power has become a mirror that shows them their own surrender to collective expectations. The psychological edge isn't just that you're in control. It's that being in control means you've discovered something they haven't. You've accessed a frequency they can't tune into. You've unlocked a level of existence where the regular rules don't apply, and that makes you dangerous in ways they can't articulate. They used to use victimhood as currency, as wisdom, as a form of superiority. But now you've flipped that entire structure. Your detached perspective says, I've lived through everything you have, and came out unscarred. I've gathered all the experience without any of the wear. I have the knowledge without the visible cost of emotional chaos. People don't just see you anymore. They see a glitch in their understanding of how life works. They see someone who refused to participate in the collective drama ritual. They see evidence that the stress they accepted as normal was actually optional all along, and they just didn't know it. Your calm makes them question every choice they made. Your lack of reaction makes them wonder what they did wrong. Your untouched features make them realize they've been playing a game you opted out of entirely. You're not competing on their timeline anymore, and that makes you incomprehensible. Watch how they react when they find out you don't care about their personal shit. Watch the confusion, the disbelief, the almost anger that crosses their features. It's not admiration you're seeing. It's existential crisis. It's the realization that if you could preserve yourself like this, then their decay was a choice they didn't know they were making. The intimidation isn't about vanity. It's about what your preservation represents. It says, I had the discipline you didn't have. I had the self-love you couldn't maintain. I had the boundaries that kept the world from eating me alive. I had the secret knowledge you were too distracted to seek. Here's what they'll never understand about your fountain of youth. It wasn't found in a bottle, or a treatment, or a procedure. It was found in saying no to energy vampires before they could drain you. It was found in walking away from situations that aged others by decades. It was found in choosing peace over drama every single time. While they were fighting battles that carved lines into their faces, you were selecting your conflicts with surgical precision. While they were staying up all night with anxiety that stole their elasticity, you were sleeping like someone who knew their worth. While they were letting toxic people literally decompose them from the inside out, you were building barriers that preserved your essence. Your fountain of youth is boundaries. Your fountain of youth is self-respect. Your fountain of youth is the ability to cut people off before they can cut years off your life. Your fountain of youth is knowing that every stressful situation you don't engage with is another year you get to keep on your face. They'll keep buying product, trying to achieve what you have. But they'll never succeed because they're trying to fix the outside while still poisoning themselves from within. They're trying to reverse damage while still exposing themselves to the same toxic frequencies that caused it in the first place. Every day you exist with that calm detachment is psychological warfare against everyone who tried to stress you into premature aging. Every photo you post is a reminder that their attempts to break you down only broke them down instead. Every time you show up looking refreshed while they look exhausted, you're winning a war they didn't know was being fought. They wanted you to wear your struggles on your face like they do. They wanted to see the evidence of every battle, every loss, every moment of suffering written across your features. They wanted the satisfaction of knowing that life had marked you the same way it marked them. But you denied them that satisfaction entirely. Your ageless appearance is the ultimate revenge against anyone who tried to age you with their toxicity. Every smooth surface of your skin says you failed to destroy me. Every bright expression says your darkness didn't dim my light. Every youthful feature says I processed your poison without letting it corrupt my presentation. This is advanced psychological warfare because you're not fighting back with words or actions. You're fighting back with existence itself. You're showing up as evidence that their impact on you was minimal, while the stress of trying to impact you aged them significantly. You're the proof that the person who cares less wins. Let's talk about what's really protecting you from aging like they are. It's not just physical, it's energetic. You've built a force field around yourself that filters out the aging frequencies. You've created a barrier that stops their stress from becoming your stress. You've developed an immunity to the collective exhaustion they're all sharing. Every time you refuse to engage with drama, you're protecting your telomeres. Every time you don't absorb someone else's chaos, you're preserving your cellular integrity. Every time you choose your peace over their problems, you're literally choosing to age slower than everyone around you. They don't understand this because they think aging is purely physical. They think it's about sun damage and genetics and time itself. But you know better. You know that aging is about how much of the world's weight you choose to carry. And you've chosen to carry none of it. Your ageless face is evidence of energy management they can't comprehend. It's proof that you've mastered the art of not taking on what isn't yours. It's a result of years of saying, "This is not my problem," while they were saying yes to every energy-draining situation that presented itself. In every competitive situation, your ageless face gives you an edge they can't overcome. In job interviews, they're wondering how you have decades of experience with the face of someone just starting out. In relationships, they're intimidated by your apparent immunity to the stress that ages everyone else. In social hierarchies, you exist outside their ability to categorize. You've become uncategorizable because age is how they organize everything. Who has authority? Who has wisdom? Who deserves respect? It's all based on visible aging. But you've disrupted their entire classification system. You're an anomaly that makes them question their fundamental understanding of how life works. The competitive advantage isn't just looking younger. It's what looking younger while having the same or more experience does to their psychology. It makes them feel like they've been doing life wrong. It makes them question every choice that led to their visible exhaustion. It makes them realize they've been playing checkers while you've been playing chess. Watch how differently people treat you when they think you're younger versus when they know your real age. Watch the shift from dismissal to confusion to a kind of fearful respect. You're not supposed to exist. You're not supposed to have escaped what caught everyone else. You're not supposed to look like that after living through what you've lived through. You've disrupted their timeline completely. They had a story about how life unfolds, and you've rewritten it. They believed in inevitable decline, and you've proven it's optional. They accepted deterioration as natural, and you've shown it's a choice. They thought everyone aged at the same rate, and you've revealed that some people opt out entirely. Your existence with that ageless face makes them reconsider everything. Maybe the stress wasn't necessary. Maybe the suffering wasn't required. Maybe the aging they accepted as normal was actually voluntary participation in a program they could have rejected. Maybe they've been living life on hard mode while you found the cheat codes. This timeline disruption extends beyond just physical appearance. You're showing them that the entire sequence they believed in was false. The progression from youth to exhaustion, from vitality to decay, from energy to depletion. You've proven it's not a required journey. You've shown them you can maintain while they decline. Every year that passes where you don't age accordingly, you're further disrupting their reality. You're becoming more impossible with each passing season. You're turning into a walking paradox that their minds can't resolve. You're evidence that everything they thought they knew about life is incomplete. The real secret to your preservation isn't what you're doing. It's what you're not doing. You're not participating in the stress competition. You're not engaging with energy vampires. You're not absorbing other people's problems. You're not letting the world's chaos become your chaos. You're not aging yourself trying to fix things that aren't yours to fix. While they're consuming stress like it's a required nutrient, you're fasting from toxicity entirely. While they're marinating in cortisol and calling it life, you're maintaining your chemical balance like it's sacred. While they're letting every problem age them by months, you're walking past problems like they're not even there. Your preservation secret is selectivity. You select what deserves your energy, and everything else gets nothing. You select which battles are worth fighting, and the rest don't even register. You select who gets access to you, and everyone else meets a wall they can't penetrate. You've become selective to the point of being untouchable. This selectivity has preserved you in ways they'll never achieve through external methods. You can't Botox boundaries. You can't inject self-respect. You can't surgically install the ability to say no. You can't purchase the wisdom to walk away from aging situations. These are internal technologies that preserve you from the inside out. Your ageless face operates on quantum principles. They're still using Newtonian physics to understand. You've discovered that time isn't linear for everyone. You've learned that aging isn't mandatory for those who reject the program. You've realized that preservation is possible for those who understand the actual rules of the game. While they're aging in dog years from stress, you're aging in tree time, slow, deliberate, almost imperceptible. While they're burning through their life force trying to meet everyone's expectations, you're conserving energy like a master economist. While they're spending their youth on people who don't deserve it, you're investing in your own preservation. The quantum advantage means you exist in a different temporal reality. Your cells are operating on a different clock. Your system is running different software. Your entire biological process has been hacked to reject the standard aging protocol. You're not just looking younger. You're literally existing in a different relationship with time itself. This isn't fantasy. This is what happens when someone refuses to participate in collective deterioration. This is what happens when someone says no to the aging agreement. This is what happens when someone discovers that preservation is a choice and chooses it relentlessly. You've become quantum while they're still analog. Here's the uncomfortable truth they can't face. Your ageless appearance makes them confront their own choices. Every line on their face represents a battle they shouldn't have fought. Every sign of wear represents energy they shouldn't have given. Every mark of aging represents a situation they should have walked away from, but didn't. You're forcing them to see that their aging isn't just about time passing. It's about how they spent that time. It's about what they allowed into their space. It's about who they gave their energy to. It's about every yes that should have been a no. It's about every situation they stayed in that aged them unnecessarily. Their face is a reminder that they had options. They could have chosen differently. They could have protected themselves better. They could have been more selective with their energy. They could have refused to age at the rate the world demanded, but they didn't. And now they have to look at you and see what they could have been. This uncomfortable truth is why some people actually resent your ageless appearance. It's not jealousy exactly. It's the pain of realizing they participated in their own deterioration. It's the recognition that the aging they accepted as inevitable was actually preventable. It's the awareness that you figured out something they missed entirely. Now let's talk about how you leverage this psychological edge strategically. You don't flaunt it. You simply exist with it. You don't mention it. You let them notice it. You don't explain it. You let them wonder about it. You don't apologize for it. You own it completely. Your ageless face is a strategic advantage you deploy through presence alone. In professional settings, you let them underestimate you based on your youthful appearance, then reveal your depth of experience. In personal relationships, you let them assume you're naive, then demonstrate your wisdom. In competitive situations, you let them think you're green, then show them you're seasoned. The element of surprise is always on your side. You use their confusion to your advantage. While they're trying to figure out how old you are, you're already 3 steps ahead. While they're distracted by your appearance, you're reading their entire strategy. While they're computing how you look like that, you're already winning whatever game is being played. The strategic implementation is subtle, but devastating. You're playing with house money because you have something they want but can't buy, steal, or replicate. You have the appearance of youth with the wisdom of experience. You have the energy of beginnings with the knowledge of someone who's been through everything. You have the ultimate combination that disrupts every power structure. This advantage you have, it's permanent. They can try to catch up, but they're already too far behind. The years of stress have already been absorbed. The damage has already been done. The Gascons are unbaffled by terror. The aging has already been accepted. They can't undo what's been done to their faces by the lives they've lived. They can't reverse the physical manifestation of their choices. Meanwhile, you continue to preserve yourself through the same methods that got you here. You continue to say no to aging situations. You continue to protect your energy like it's currency. You continue to refuse participation in the collective deterioration. You continue to exist outside their timeline of decline. The gap between you and them will only widen with time. As years pass, your preservation will become more remarkable. As decades accumulate, your ageless appearance will become more impossible. As time continues, you'll become more of an anomaly, more of a phenomenon, more of an impossibility that they have to accept as real.